Welcome to Crush Wednesday. It's Richard Eternity, and I'm talking today all why. The question is, why cash is bad? And yes, cash is bad. Cash is bad. I'm particularly talking to those personal trainers out there that are trying to create a business that's scalable, to create a business that they want longevity in, to create a business not just for today, but for the future. So I'm going to back my comment to say cash is bad. Cash is bad in a PT business when you want to scale your business, when you want to grow your business, and you don't want to be the business. Welcome to Crush Wednesday, episode 54. I thought I'm up to episode 56, but episode 54 it says on my sheet. So if you are tuning in, please just say hello, comment, wave, and just say where you're tuning in from. Even if you just say, hi, I'm watching, that's good enough. Last week I talked heavily about making sure that when you're doing Facebook Live with your clients, you ask them to say hello and ask them to comment. So if you are tuning in right now, please just love it, wow it, or just say, hi, I'm watching now, or I'm in the car, I can't talk, but just say hello just so I know you're there. And welcome, Tanya, good to have you here, very good. Melissa, good to have you here. Matthew, Joey, good to have you, and thanks for tuning in. I think there's a few newbies here, which is great. Every Wednesday we do this 9:29 in this group, and specifically what this group's about is to really help you guys smash your marketing, crush your marketing, and make 2019 your best year ever, your most consistent year ever in business, and your most consistent marketing ever. And when you can put marketing together with sales, with great clients, then you have a great business. And that's what we're talking about today on Crush Wednesday. Guys, we specifically work in the health, fitness, and wellness. So these are the topics that we're talking about. So again, show me some love, show me some wows, or comment to know that you're tuning in, and that is great. Pete Davies says, hey Rich, tell me about the cash. I'm going to tell you about the cash, Pete. This is what I'm going to talk to you about. So some of you may or may not know, I was a personal trainer when I was 16 and just turning 17. So I pretty much kicked off about 17, and how I took the payments was through cash. I was working with another contractor at the time. I was working out in Penrith, out in Western Sydney, and I was a mobile personal trainer. And so basically I was working with somebody else. So I would collect the cash, and then I'd give it to my boss at the time, and then she would pay me my wage for that. It was probably some kind of split, I would say, probably like a 30-70 or 60-40 kind of split. And it was all about cash, and that was good. That was how you got paid back in the days. It wasn't really credit card was a big thing. Here is cash, and here's 10 sessions, even better. However, we have progressed through time, and we are at a stable point right now in 2019 where, those RTOs of a lot of personal trainers come in have two somewhat disappeared. So now what we have good personal trainers in the industry that want to stay in the industry long term. So that's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the trainers that want to stay in the industry long term, who want to grow their business. And so I want to take you through 5 reasons why cash is bad. And you can figure out if this is going to work for you or not. But again, I am dealing with those people on a daily basis that saying, listen, I've got an unstable business. It's unsteady. It's hard. And the big reason here is that a lot of people are still not on some kind of system that makes it easy for them. So these are my 5 points, guys. And again, like it, love it if you're with me here. But number 1, cash creates unnecessary work in your fitness business. So this is what I'm talking about. I remember vividly that when I was dealing with cash as a trainer, I would have to basically at the start of the session and at the end of the session, I'd have to then turn my conversation to around a cash conversation. Hey, the session today is $60. Are you going to pay now, or do you want to pay at the end of the week? And it was consistently, I remember I trained this person Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it got to Friday and they forgot to pay me. And it was just like, ooh, okay, I'll let that one go and I'll see if they pay me some other time. And your conversation has now to turn to a cash conversation. So instead of focusing on your client, focusing around their goal setting, you've consistently got that in the back of your mind, which is not good. You start to worry about payments rather than focusing on the training. And that's a big thing if you're a trainer that doesn't like to deal with the business side or the marketing side, you want to focus on what you're really good at. And so that needs to be taken care of beforehand. So then you're a surgeon, you're a doctor, and you're going to operate pretty much, and you're the expert at operating. So it's really important that for you to keep at a status of what you're doing as a personal trainer, you want to make sure that you have that all taken care of before you come to session. So if that makes sense, let me know. If you had any unnecessary work, and also too, the unnecessary work, you gotta take the payments, you gotta take all the cash payments, bank it or not bank it, or record it down on some sort of system. So it just creates a lot of unnecessary work that's not really worth your time as a personal trainer. And if you can consistently do that over the next 20 years, it's going to be a mix and match. So the big thing here is that it's going to be very hard to expand as well. So if you're not taking the cash and you have someone else that takes your sessions, or you want to grow, it's very hard to do that. Number two, as I said, cash creates unnecessary conversations. That's number two. So cash creates unnecessary work, number one. Number two, cash creates unnecessary conversation. So nobody likes to have that awkward conversation. Oh, you mispaid me? Sorry, you missed a payment last Wednesday. That's a big one too. Oh, you owe me this much. So suddenly your training time becomes about admin rather than training. And you're always having conversations about money that can ruin the relationship. Money ruins relationships. I'll say that again. Money ruins relationships. It doesn't matter if it's a personal relationship, a family relationship, a business relationship, an employee relationship. Money ruins relationships. So it's really important to take that out of the equation so people don't even know that it's happening. And if you have that out of the equation, that is the best way. And I'm going to show you some better systems to do that if that is you. Loretta, welcome to the live. Guys, show me some love if this makes sense to you so far. Just hit the like button or comment and say, what's your experience been with cash? Do you still take cash payments? I'd love to know. How much cashies do you take on the side? Do you keep some? And maybe that's why the comments aren't there, because people don't want to say they've taken the cash. So guys, if you are taking cash payments, you've got to understand that, are you in the business longevity or are you here shortgevity? And if you're in here longevity, I haven't seen that many successful business operators expand and scale their business just using a cash mechanism as a trainer. So that's what I'm talking about today. So number two is cash creates unnecessary work. Number two is cash creates unnecessary conversations. And number three, my personal favorite, is dealing with cancellations. So check this one out. Everybody has this 24-hour, 48-hour cancellation policy. And what happens when a client just texts you and say, "Hey Richard, I'm really sick today. Let's do it tomorrow." Do you charge them? Now, if you had them on another system, you probably most likely charge it. But then when they come tomorrow, you're going to have to basically take their payment for the session and ask for the payment for yesterday's session. Nobody wants to pay twice. Nobody wants to pay twice, especially when you're putting out cash, most importantly. Now, if somebody's on a direct debit system, you have control over that rather than asking for somebody's money when they haven't done it. So you've got a bit more control that way, which I'll go through in a second. So dealing with cancellations, guys, what's your cancellation policy? I would love to know. Comment and let me know, what is your cancellation policy with clients? And do you man that cancellation policy? Is that something that you always use with a cancellation policy? Or are you flexible in the cancellation policy? Let me know. Guys, today if you're joining me, which a few of you are now, Crush Wednesday, we're talking about why cash is bad as a personal trainer. Loretta says 24-hour notice to reschedule. 24 hours notice to reschedule. And how strict are you with these policies, guys? What happens if you had a client that you've been training for years? Are you flexible or not? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. Now, the fourth point I want to talk about is you're always having to sell. Always having to sell. Before I get to that, I want to have some comments over here. Tani, if I pronounced that correct. And good to have you following. I see you on Instagram, so thank you. Moving direct debit was the best thing I ever did for my business. I haven't had a single unpaid cancellation since. Wow, so much less admin time. Well done. Very good. I think that's a living testimony of this live. It is correct, guys. As soon as you move over to a direct debit system, which I can go through some providers later, it makes things much easier. And Tani, I'm assuming you feel better in that headspace of training people. So that's a good thing. And the fourth thing I want to talk about was always having to sell. Now, I know a lot of you on this live and you're still doing this. So you're selling the 10-pack, the famous 10-pack. I remember as a personal trainer, I was selling 50-pack sessions. It was crazy times. And I tell you what, I was counting down to the 50-pack, counting down. In my black book of like all my clients and that, I was like 39, 38, 37, 36. I was like cheering once we got to the 50 pack because I knew that I was going to get a lot of money in one hit again. It happened in the 20 pack, it happened in the 10 pack. However, the problem with the 50 pack is that, it's really bad cash flow. So you get paid and then they say, okay, 50 pack, let's say you do 2 sessions a week, it might last you 6 months. But at the end of the day, it doesn't always work that way because people go on holidays, people go away. So it's always longer than you predict, most importantly. And so if you are doing a 10 session pack, you don't want to be selling at the end of the 10 session. Hey guys, how'd you like the last 10 sessions? I'm going to send you an invoice for another 10. That's selling. It doesn't matter how good the client is. It doesn't matter how long you retain them for. If you have to send someone an invoice and they don't have a contract in place or they can cancel any time, that is selling. That is selling. And you're going to have to redo the process again and make sure you go through that whole concept again. So that's selling. Having people on a membership like a direct debit makes your job easier. Your job as a personal trainer can remain as a personal trainer. And it makes it much easier and you don't have to sell. And guys, I know a lot of you hate marketing. I know a lot of you hate sales. When you're at a level when you hate that kind of stuff, you need to eliminate that stuff. Excuse me. You need to eliminate that information. Just give myself water. You need to eliminate that. And you basically need to focus on personal training. Because remember, personal training is the best form of marketing. If you deliver amazing results, what's going to happen? You're going to get referrals, you're going to get clients. But if you don't focus on 100% as being an amazing personal trainer and eliminate all the stuff about having to sell every 10 sessions, 20 sessions, 50 sessions, what happens then is that then you can do an amazing job as a trainer and you get more referrals, you get more clients that way. So you actually get more business when you're amazing at your craft. You're amazing at your craft, you get more business. Think about this, guys. You're going to have a surgery at a hospital or some sort of operation, and you walk into the operation and you're in the operating table or you're having some kind of surgery and the doctor, you get out your wallet, here you go doctor, here's my $1,000, here's my $10,000, okay, I can do the surgery now. The money's taken care of before. You go into the surgery and you're being a master because you can't deal with two different things. So guys, be a master of your craft and stop selling. If you want to sell, go focus on gym sales. If you want to sell, be a membership consultant and sell that way. But if you want to be a personal trainer, if you want to operate in that way, do that concept and be great at what you craft. Guys, there's a lot of gym memberships, a lot of gym owners on this crush. And guys, just make sure people stay in the right section. Salty, good to have you here. Number 5, guys, so we're talking about why cash is bad. Number 1 was cash creates unnecessary work, number 1. Number 2, cash creates unnecessary conversations, those awkward conversations. Oh, you mispaid me. You missed the payment, excuse me. Number 3, dealing with cancellations. Number 4, always having to sell every 10, 20, 50 pack. Or every week, mind you. Number 5 is inconsistent cash flow. Most time in business, the reason why a lot of businesses will struggle is because of cash flow. Cash flow can actually suffocate your business, meaning that if you don't have cash flow like water, like I'm drinking water, if I don't have cash flow coming in, my business will suffocate. Your business will suffocate. So cash flow is king in the world. It's not cash is king, cash flow is king. Because I've talked to a lot of personal trainers who are doing very well. They're hitting 2-3K a week. But then in a few weeks' time, I see them, they say, I had a bad week and a lot of cancellations. And so their cash flow that they were expecting 2K is now at $1,000. And you might think, it's still $1,000. But if your bills are $1,800 or $1,500 or $2,500 and you just dropped your income by $1,000 or $500, guess what? You are going to suffocate. You're going to be more stressed, more anxiety, and you're going to be focused not about your personal training. You're going to be focused around how can I make a quick buck? You know what? Who can I call up to get a 10-session pack sold? Has anybody experienced that? So cash flow is very important in a business, especially in marketing, especially in wanting to grow your business. So people are inconsistent. People go on holidays. Hey Sally, good to have you joining us. Thanks for the love. Love when Sally comes on. I got these love hearts and emojis and that. Always come on, Sally. Omer, good to have you here. So people go on holidays, they train for 2 weeks, they don't train for 2 weeks. your cash flow suffers. Everything suffers that way. Your job, your lifestyle's put on hold because they went on holidays. You know what I'm talking about. You're a trainer that actually hates Christmas time. You hate that period. You can't stand the period when you know that for between December and January, like every single client has given you every single excuse under the sun. In fact, they haven't given you an excuse. They've gone on a holiday. They're taking a break. But you can't take a break because you've got inconsistent cash flow. Now, a lot of our clients, a lot of our ninjas have a system in place where they're not stopping the payments all the way through Christmas. They continue the payments all the way through. There's never a stop because we've set up a very good retention strategy. We've set up a very good community strategy. And so from there, you can move all the way through. And there's no ups and downs in cash flow that way. So a lot of our ninjas, when we talk to them, I say, okay, what are you turning over? Okay, you've gone from 1,000 to 2,000. When they say that, I know it's $2,000 coming in every single week. I know that the influx is going to be very little, maybe $100. Maybe one or two clients of pausing payments and that kind of stuff. But the influx is not up and down. So creating a membership means that you have a consistent cash flow and know when cash is coming every single week. And this kind of gets me on the point of, how can we do that? How can we do that? And Sally says, no way, I love Christmas. I took 2 weeks off because of that. The dream team. Yes, Sally's got a great system and her clients, I believe, Sally, your clients actually train themselves in their community and they still paid you. Phenomenal. I love it. That's because you've got an amazing community. That's good. You get systems and you give so much value all the way through the year, not just in physical training, but in communicating, in making people feel good, in nutrition, in mindset, in your me movement. Shout out to Sally with the me movement. So guys, it's not about Richard the personal trainer. It's not about Sally the personal trainer. It's not about Salty the personal trainer. It's not about Omid the personal trainer. It's about the structure of the business. You're a clog in the wheel of your business. If you are the business, we need to start moving you onto a direct debit system. We need to start moving this process through. So I do want to talk to you about solutions now, guys. And I'm not seeing much comments today. So I'd love to see some comments of where you're at and how you found moving across, who's moved across to a debit, who's still taking cash. Just put a cash symbol if you're taking cash still. Guys, I don't mind a bit of cash now and again, but if 90% of your client base is on cash, you've got a problem. If 10 or 20% of your client base is on cash, it's okay. But at the end of the day is that you to run a sustainable business and to treat it like a job and a career for the next 5, 10, 20 years, it means that you're gonna have to really take some advantage here. And this is one of the things that when any ninja comes to us, and Ninjas is one of our signature programs here at Com, when any of our clients come to us, that was the first thing I ask, how's your cash flow, what's happening, how are your session packs going? Because this is gonna ultimately tell me how successful that client's gonna be in the short and long term as well. So, some ways to get around this, and some great software out there today, as we all know. We've got PT Minder. I recommend PT Minder. That's a great system. If you're not using PT Minder, shout out to those guys. MindBody is a good system if you're more of a bigger studio. So PT Minder is great for a personal trainer. As soon as you move into a bit of a higher premises, like it could be a bigger studio or a gym, more of a studio sort of style, MindBody works really well. So if you've got multiple classes, MindBody works well. And concepts like one of our partners is PaySmart. They're a very good company because they've been in the industry for a long time. They connect up to PT Minder. They also connect up to MindBody, I believe. And so that's a good direct debit service. And so having a direct debit service is great. You can take the payments out, but then connecting that to like a PT Minder, connecting that to a MindBody, rotates the whole system right around. So guys, you can do that. Easy Debit's a decent one as well. As I said, I much prefer PaySmart, not just because they're our partners, because they're very good at what they do. And PT Minder, so Matthew says he uses PT Minder. Pete Davies says 10% cash, not bad, very good. Ashley says, move to direct debit and best move I made for my business, well done. Salty, no cashies, I use Bookio. I've never seen that one. Connected to my PayPal. I'm going to check that one out. How does that work? Is it a good one? PayPal works as well too, which is great. Excuse me. So these are some different options that you can use, but as I said, there's some two. I'm not going to show you 1,000 because they're the two biggest ones. A lot of our clients use MindBody and PT Minder, and they connect it to PaySmart. Check all those companies out, and I believe that PT Minder is such a little fee. to get started. And again, PaySmart is another great platform as well. We recommend all our clients there. Some are on Easy Debit as well. But I just want to make sure that as you start to scale, as you want to start to get out of it, you need to make sure that you have a system around that. And sometimes it's very simple, the system. If your clients fill the form in, they're good to go. Now, I can tell you right now that there's going to be some of you on here that watch this on the replay and go, you know what? Richard's wrong, because I've just been training my clients for like forever and they're used to paying me 10 sessions. Well, that's great. But that's not the way that moving forward for you will work. Because if you want to be longevity in this industry, you need to continue changing and evolving. And so if you really want to focus around sustainability in this industry, you need to now go to your clients and say, listen, we've got a different structure in place happening. And you could say, listen, it's going to happen in 2 months' time or 3 months. It's going to start in the new financial year. And we need to move people over to this new structure. And the reason why this is important, always give the client a reason. The reason why this is important is because we want to spend more time on programming. We want to spend more time on giving value to our community and our clients. We want to spend less time on admin, less time on finances. And most importantly, when you move into a direct debit system, a lot of the time it can be a little bit cheaper as well, okay? Because you've got to remember that some people will be away, you can turn it to a membership instead of a PT session. That's another conversation. But you've got to remember that you're going to make more money over the long haul. Because if they're away for 2-3 weeks and you can continue their transactions and you give them value in other ways, you're going to make more money that way. So even if you drop it at $1 or $2 over a weekly payment, they're going to go, wow, this is amazing. And if they can see the value that you're giving them, not just for the PT, but in the whole concept of theme of fitness, they won't be a problem. Very rarely are clients going to go, nah, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to stop training with you. Like, listen, if you want to continue 10% of your clients on cash, that's cool. But at the end of the day, if you want to consistently stay in a stable business and a growth business and scale up, who wants to scale up and get some training done? And let me know. Most certainly, you do not want to get your clients taking cash payments. I don't think that's a good way to move, because then what happens, you get a relationship between your client and the trainer, your client and the trainer. And that's not good, because that means then, well, you're the middleman, especially if they're mobile, and then basically you're run the show. Now, I know I did that. I was working with somebody for a good 8, 9, 12 months, and then my client literally just didn't want to even deal with my boss, and they didn't give any value, and it wasn't like I was pushing them away, but they just didn't want to deal with it. We've got a little spider that's joined us today here somewhere. Hello, spider. All right. Ashley says, absolutely ready to scale up. Amazing. Well done. What other comments I have here? Salty. No, Matthew Hayes, use Easy Debit. Welcome, Matthew, one of our great ninjas. Salty, but no cash rule. I hope you've enjoyed this live. I want to keep it short and sharp, pretty much to the point. Guys, cash is bad. It is great, cash. It's great when you smell the notes and you see the notes and you've got piles of cash flowing up. But I can tell you right now, we speak to hundreds of trainers one-on-one in conversations and thousands over a year, and the ones that are taking the cash do not last in the industry. The ones that are taking the cash do not last in this industry. You can do way more with your business when you structure it. You can scale it up. You can get more trainers for it. And guys, treat your business like a proper structured business. If you want to treat your business like a cash business, like go get a restaurant. Even they don't pay cash. Like, who pays cash this day and age? Not many people. So, and at the end of the day too, guys, let me tell you another fact on this, which I haven't put a comment here, is that the more options you have someone to pay, so if they can use their credit card, if they can use their Amex card even, that means they're going to consistently work for you. Because remember, people get points now, and they're addicted to points at the moment on credit cards and all that kind of stuff. And so if people can get their points, they feel like it's a bonus. They're getting their points and they're paying for you as well. So guys, I always say, don't worry, take the 88 cents from Easy Debit. Take the fee. Don't charge the client the fee. Don't make it hard for them. Make it easy to fill in the form, and then boom, you're good to go. Don't make things complicated. Make it easy, because you'll make way more money out of taking a fee of a credit card or a setup fee than your client is worth. Just think about your client and how long they stay with you for. Don't get narky on a couple bucks. It's just really not worth it. Keep the client happy, keep the client consistent, make sure the client can pay with their Amex, their Visa, their MasterCard, however they want to pay. Just make them pay, make it easy for them. Make it simple. Don't make your service hard. A lot of the time, personal trainers sometimes think that, oh, they're a personal trainer, they have to get cash, and it makes it hard for the client. Make it easy for the client. Maybe the client doesn't have cash that day and they've cancelled because they don't have cash for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, make it super simple for your members, most importantly. Guys, I think I just turned my comments off. Let me just get back to here. If there's any other comments, let me know. I'd love to know anybody's experience. We've had a few good experiences in people that are taking cash and people that made the switch. So that's kind of it for me for today. I wanted to keep this short, not blab too much. I hope you got some value out of this. If you watched this in replay, let me know you watched it. Remember, guys, what I said about last week. If you didn't watch last week's episode, I want you to watch last week's episode and check that out. Now, for those also too that are new to our tribe, I see a few people on this live that haven't connected with us before. I want to invite you to an event that we're running next week, and it's happening on Tuesday, the 12th of March. It's happening in our headquarters here in Alexandria, in Doody St. We're 5 minutes from the airport, and it's called the New Age Online Marketing. Now, we've been running this for the last few years, but this year, like every year, we adjust the content all the time depending on how you actually get leads and inquiries. So if you're struggling to what kind of content you should post, what kind of platforms you should use, how to use Facebook ads, how to use Instagram, how to use the apps, come along. I'll put a link in the comments, or I get Ev or somebody will put a link in the comments here to our event. Just go to our website, check it out. And I'd love to see you there. It's a 4-hour event. It's 9:30 to 1:30. My suggestion, if you're serious about marketing and you haven't been to an event with us, come along, cancel your clients, move them around, do what you need to do to get here. Because at the end of the day, this event will probably transform your business, most likely. It transforms your business. We've had people who come to this event and quite honestly, they've made direct income from this event, but they've set their business up for success for the next 8 months, next 12 months. So guys, I'm gonna put a link in there. If you're interested in that, come along. I really look forward to seeing everybody who's been following on the lives and that wants a bit of extra support and motivation and guidance, come to that session. It's called the New Age Online Marketing. It's happening next Tuesday. I'll put some links in the comments there. If not, guys, I hope you've enjoyed Crush Wednesday. Now, remember, one more thing I ask you. If you have enjoyed it, what I'd love you to do, a bit of, we don't charge for this at all, anything like that. I would love if you can invite somebody into this Crush Your Fitness marketing group, as they're a trainer in the fitness industry, the health wellness industry, and just tag them in and say, hey, this bald head guy has got some value. I'd love you to comment and tag him in and say, listen, check them out, and maybe tag him into some of our videos we have. That's the only fee that I ask. If you can invite your members, and in 2019, we want more amazing clients. We want more amazing clients to give amazing case studies to. At Com, we work on very big result driven in regards to numbers and digits, and we want more of your, more great proximity around us. That's what we're looking for. We've got a mission to ensure that we can help stabilize and improve the health and fitness culture in Australia. And to do that, we need to work through you guys. We need to work through gyms, personal trainers, fitness professionals, and really help you guys with your marketing, your business to really grow it. So that's it from me. I honor everybody that's attended today, and thank you so much. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments and we'll get back to you straight away. Thanks so much. Enjoy Wednesday. Make sure you crush it. Go with a bang. Thanks, guys.